tell you good night. 'Cause I'll fight no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll fight no matter what. Ooh. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
In the chat room.
It's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into.
City.
Yes. Yeah.
In the chat room.
Nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Either way, I follow. No need to say
No need to.
where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll fight no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll fight no matter what. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Bobbity bobbity bop. We're back. Shout out to the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. The CIA, one love to the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies, the FBI. How we doing, everybody? Was a little indisposed earlier. That's why we got a little bit of a late start. We're going to jump right on into it. Oh, candle of the evening. None other than one of my favorites from Le Labo, Laurier 62. And the fragrance of the evening. Old school fragrance, Frank Sinatra's favorite. I started the day off with one that you can't get a hold of, but I'll tell you what it is. It's Tom Ford Italian Cyprus. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued. The closest thing you're going to find to it is Halston Z14, and that should cost you less than $25. Old school. Smells incredible, but they are very different. But this one right here, Bois de Portugal. This is a grown man, big boy fragrance. This is straight up grown man, big boy. This is worn by gentlemen of distinction, heads of state. And look, you ain't gonna be accused of being a teeny bopper wearing this. Creed does a lot of these things well. And what they do is, between Aventus, Silver Mountain Water, of course, Green Irish Tweed. This is in that Green Irish Tweed, Royal Oud kind of vibe. So, all right, let's see what we got going on right now. Big Shirley in the house. How you doing, Shirley? We're only going to do 2 camera angles today. This one, yeah, this one and that one. All right. I like it when it's focused over there, but here's a long shot. Still trying to work to get this filter right. I don't like the way that filter looks, but you can see the big rotating sticks that keep going around. Maybe you'll catch it in the screen when it comes back around. But anyway, all right, the subject of the night, subject of the evening is this. Leftover women are going to have to share men. Leftover women are going to have to share men. And what is the term leftover women? I didn't coin that. That phrase is coined by the People's Republic of China. China. And what China has basically done is told women the truth. One thing about China, they're going to keep it gangster. Back when Mao Zedong was in power, they had the, iron girls because of the lack of, because they needed had a manpower shortage. So they basically bought into this whole notion of, hey, you know what? Women hold up half the sky and all this other stuff. And then they adopted the one-child policy. The one-child policy basically said as a family you get one kid. So that meant families had to choose boys or girls, and families overwhelmingly chose boys for several different reasons. Now what's going on is China's recognized, maybe this whole social engineering thing wasn't that good of an idea. Maybe, just maybe, we need to let things sort back out. So now, no more one-child policy, and they're trying to encourage women to get married and have children because guess what? They're recognizing that the world just doesn't work too well when you don't have enough families. And I think it's interesting that prior to 2020, if you look at any videos that were made for the public about Shangyu, leftover women, that's the word actually means leftover cake. It was very much leaning in the side of, those poor women being forced to do X, Y, and Z. And, those old, stupid, antiquated men, don't understand how great and glamorous and wonderful women are. Oh, but how times have changed. How times have changed. How times have changed. And now the rest of the world is waking up to the notion that the Petro principle that exists in everything, 80%, 20%. When you force a man to the top, you have people competing for a scarce resource. So I want to put this concept here out to women in general, Black women in particular. In Generation X, Black women were getting higher and higher numbers in corporate America than their Black male counterparts. You were accepting white collar positions, and we've talked about the things that have made the disparity. But the biggest difference is it's not about money. What this work that I've done has made me realize more than anything else is it's not about money, it's about lifestyle. And women have become accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and they will die rather than go backwards. Now, you can say what they want to, but I know I've seen the truth. These focus groups, by the way, the focus group in Atlanta is full. I have a couple of backup spots, but first, let's talk about the focus groups. What I'm doing with these focus groups is I'm getting the word from the people in the field, professional men and women in major cities around this country, and I'm sitting down talking to them myself on my own dime. People have asked, well, what are they getting out of it? You get to sit down and talk to me. You get to sit down and talk to me. You get to sit down and talk to other people and understand what's going on. Now, I've already done them in New York and LA, and they have been smashing hits. But as we continue to go forward, I'm going to be doing more of them in Atlanta. And I think it's funny that negatives on both sides. Look, I don't have any problem getting people to focus groups. Atlanta's full. New York is full. LA is getting there. I've had requests to come to either Houston or Chicago. I may come to Texas. If I do, it'll likely be in Houston. And if you're a woman and you want to attend one of these focus groups, you're welcome to submit your application and fly in. I've also done something else. I've decided to have men's focus groups in the same city. And the criteria is even more strict. Men 35 to 50. Single, unmarried, childless. Profession, occupation, income, education, and then the photos and everything else. And I will tell you one thing. The men have stepped up like a mother. In less than 24 hours in Atlanta, I have over 30 men who I have verified they are who they say they are. So when you hear this bullshit that there are not enough men in Atlanta, that's crazy. 30 men. Oh, I'm sorry. I've had over 30 men in Atlanta that are over six figures. When I talk about men in Atlanta, I've had close to 50 men in Atlanta, $50,000 and higher, $75,000 and higher. But because I'm a realist, I'm looking for women 25 to 37 and men 30 to 55, both single, both childless, both professional. And talking and understanding why these people can't find one another. And one of the big reasons they can't find one another is because of all the BS that's being put out there by people who have a vested interest in keeping this mess going. We've seen more women who have quit matchmaking because it's too hard to work with women. We've seen more people in the tell women what they want business now starting to try to keep it real with women. But the difference is you don't have any men. So to my critics and detractors, you can say what you want about me, but I will say this to anybody who listens to people: you need to look at the men that are following the people you talk about, because that's who they're actually speaking to and for. And the purpose of these focus groups is to get information. But whatever comes out of this is going to come out, and I guarantee you, I'll put the results of my stuff over here and what we're doing against anybody. And why is this important? Because in the 80s and 90s, so many women got the wrong message. Career, job, and then they thought that they could go do that, and then when they hit, the danger zone, 27 to 35, that they could just turn around and pull a man off the tree. Now, women continue to say that there's a man shortage, but what they're not saying is it's the men they want. Women are not focusing on average guys. Let's be real. You're not focusing on the average guy. You could care less about the guy who works third shift at the plant or the blue collar laborer. That is not who your first pick is. You want the white collar, 6 foot tall, attractive jawline dude that can do as a sexual professional. Hey ladies, no heat, no judgment. No heat, no judgment. You are free to want what you want, but understand something. Especially Generation X and late millennials. Ladies, if you are over 35, you've already had your glory days. You had it from 18 to 30. And what did you choose to do with that time? If you chose to focus on anything other than relationship and family, that's your choice. But now you have to understand it's not your time anymore. This is the big issue. Women keep coming back saying that there are not enough men. And here's the issue: that women in their 30s want men who would be high value, 6-figure plus earning men. And when they say they don't want 6 figures, understand the only reason they say that is because they think it sounds bad. But they want to be able to go to Ruth Chris on Tuesday. They want to be able to go to Papado. They want to be able to buy Alaya Balm. I love those shoes. Ooh, yeah. You know my chick, because she'll be wearing those. Anyway, they want to be able to wear Saint Laurent and Valentino. They want to be able to do these things. They want a certain lifestyle. They want a Midtown Buckhead lifestyle. They want a West Village Highland Park lifestyle. They want a Frisco Plano home. This is what the women want. And they won't say it because, and the thing is, they shy away from the money, but they want men who fit an archetype. And here's the funny thing, ladies. You are officially leftover. 36 to 60. In China, it will be 27 to 35. You're past the danger zone. If you're over 35, you are officially an American leftover woman. Childless, doesn't matter, with or without kids. The more things you have that look like responsibility, the more strikes you have. And I'm not supposed to tell you this, but hey, it's the truth. What's the issue? Get the likes up, man. We should have over 3,000 likes. Oh, no, no, no. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We're going to need 20 more people to drop a donation, man. Come on now. Come on now, people. Come on now. Look. Come on. Stop it. Hit the like button, and we're going to need at least 20 more people to drop $2, $3, $4, $5 on it. Come on now. This is crazy. Shout out to W. Sir W. Hit the like button, please. Nobody wants an admission. That's right. Come on now. Hit the like button, people. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that too. Let's do that over here. That's the Instagram ready to go. Share a man. All right, ladies. All right. Ladies, if you are over the shout out to Instagram. Ladies, if you are over the age of 35, if you are over the age of 35 in the United States of America, that officially makes you a leftover woman.
Danger zone!
27 to 35 is the danger zone. That's when you need to focus like a laser on the outcomes you want. But if you have made it to 35 years old and you're unmarried, you are a leftover woman. A leftover woman. You are what is left. Men know that there's something likely wrong with you. Whether you want to hear it or not, I'm going to just go there with you. I'm telling you the truth that you don't want to hear. Men know that there's something likely wrong with you, but you cannot be fit in an adjustable 6 or higher, 35, unmarried. Something wrong with you. That's where men are automatically coming at it. And here's the thing. Just like when you were between the ages of 18 and 25 and you didn't want to settle, you were trying to get the CEO, the pilot, the investment banker. You were trying to get flued out. You were trying to do, because trust me, when I would do my focus groups, I've already talked about the focus groups. They are doing wonderfully, by the way. Atlanta, the men in Atlanta have showed up big. I have over 30 men in Atlanta, single, unmarried, childless, over 6 figures that have already showed up. I'm going to have more focus groups in Atlanta. The Atlanta Women's Focus Group, it's full, but I'm going to have 2 backup spots. All right. New York Focus Group and LA Focus Groups are getting full. So these are going to work out really well. Women 27, and you must follow the instructions. If you don't follow the instructions, I'm not even responding. And you must attend. You have to attend in person. Not Zoom call. You got to come out and show up. We've done enough online. We got to get in the field where the work is real. But let's go into it. If you are over 35, ladies, you've had your time. You've had your time. And now what it is it's the men's time. It's the men's time. Now, there's a notion that men over a certain age don't want a serious relationship. That's not true. The thing is, ladies, you ladies want a lifestyle. You want a man that can afford a Ruth Chris Mastro's, Highland Park, Midtown, Bughead, Plano, Frisco lifestyle. You want a guy who can afford a Dumbo, Columbus Circle, Soho kind of lifestyle. Stop the cap. I know. I talk to you. I deal with you. I know. You don't want an Outback, Applebee's, TGI Fridays lifestyle. You don't want a Macy's, JCPenney's lifestyle. You barely want to shop at Nordstrom. You want Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus. No heat, no judgment. But the problem is your sexual marketplace value, you don't have enough on your card. You don't have enough of a limit. You don't have enough of a limit. So just like you didn't want to settle in your 18 to 25 years, neither do these guys. Here's what's going to happen. If you are a woman 35 plus and you want a man that's on the same lifestyle level, you're going to have to share him. You're going to have to share him. Because why? Because you didn't get him when you should have. That's just the bottom line. You should have got him between the ages of 18 and 25. But whatever the reasons were, you chose not to marry in your prime. So if you're over 35 and you want a man in this category, you're going to have to share. And that's the problem. It's not as though that women can't find men in this category, top 10%, top 15%, top 20% men. It's not that these men don't exist. It's not that they can't find them. They want these men, and they want these men to be monogamously, one-on-one committed to them. And these men are not going to do it. They're simply not going to do it. Why? Because they don't have to, not with you. If they're going to commit monogamously, they're going to commit to somebody who can deliver them their own children. They're going to commit to somebody who's still in their prime. If his sexual marketplace value is here and your sexual marketplace value is here, you're going to have to share him because he's higher. Mate matching. And it doesn't matter what your degree is and whether your PhD.
I'm a PhD.
All that does not matter. It matters the fact that you are mismatched mate value. If a man's mate value is here and you are over 35, your mate value only goes down every year. Fertility being one of them. So it's not as though men are getting revenge or anything like that. It's just they don't have to. Why pay full price for something that is on sale at another place? Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue. They carry great name brands, Chanel, Tom Ford, Saint Laurent. But sometimes they run sales to where you can get a gift card or this or that. But even Tom Ford from time to time will mark stuff down. Stores mark stuff down. And if you can go get something at Tom Ford, if you can go get a shirt at Saks Fifth Avenue that's Tom Ford and go to the Tom Ford boutique and one is 15% off, you're going to go where it costs less, especially if it's the same item. Ladies, you're worth less. Even though you feel like you're worth more because you're older, you're more mature, you're worth less because you're not in your sexual marketplace prime. So what am I saying? I'm saying that if you're over 35 as a woman and you want to date men that are around your age, you're going to have to share him. That's the problem. That's what you hear all these women talking about. Can you be loyal? Can you be faithful? No, they don't have to. Don't have to. You just need to decide how many women you're going to share with. If you're a smart woman, in my opinion, you need to decide how many women you're going to share with. It has to at least be 2. Well, I'm not saying at least 2, at least 1. At least 1. You're going to have to share with at least 1. And here's the problem. Women are hot about this concept. And I sat there and I wondered, why are we seeing all these 35-year-old, 40-year-old women who I think are attractive, who are educated, who got their shit together? I see them, but when I date them, I'm like, I see why you're single. I understand why you're single. You prioritized your career, and you're not as easy to get along with as women who are younger. And what you deliver, the pressure that happens when you deal with a woman around 35 is immense because they want to get married quickly and they want to have children. You're not going to rush a man who is higher value than you down the aisle to have children with a woman who's older. You misplayed your hand. And this is what you're going to have to deal with. If you want, so here's the rubber meets the road. Let me talk to you over here, because what you're starting to see, more women of value. You're starting to see more women who are making money settling for men who are younger than them. How many times every day you're starting to see a woman who's 49 or 50-year-old getting caught with a 25-year-old? Why? Because you have because that's approximately what your value is. You can't get caught with a 50-year-old man. He's with the 25-year-old. Now, my question is, why are women who had their glory day, your heyday, you had your time where you're getting flued out and getting into VIP and this and that. Why do you expect a man now who had to become who he was? You just had to maintain your value. Why do you expect, see, women don't want fairness. They want all of it. They wanted to have that glory day, and then they want to get a high value man, and they want monogamy, strict monogamy. Okay, so I'm going to ask the ladies over here. Ladies, why do you want, why are you demanding that a man is monogamous to you? Why are you demanding that a man is monogamous to you? Let's bring in Instagram. Why are you demanding that a man is monogamous to you when you're in your 30s? Or you're even, why? We want to hear it because when I sit back and I look at them, I'm like, I get why they're upset, but why are they upset? Because they can't get a man? Or are they upset because the man they want have options? That's the problem. And it's the man that you want have options, and you know they have options, and you know damn well that they're going to exercise them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some folks I'm going to open up the Zoom line right now. And I'm also going to bring in ladies. I want to only speak to women. I want to speak to the women who are upset with the fact that they're going to have to share a man. And let me tell you another reason why you're going to have to share a man. There are more women than men. In Black America, if every marrying age Black man were to get married, there would still be 2.6 million Black women left. And see, that number gets thrown off. And that's why now this whole swirling and divestment movement. But ladies, there are more females of every race than males. So Brad, Lee, Ahmed, and Enrique aren't going to solve the problem either. Get the likes up or the chat room goes off. Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique aren't going to solve the problem either. There are more women than men of every race. And ladies, the higher you go up, I'm not going to even say socioeconomically, I'm going to say the higher you go up in lifestyle. Lifestyle, gentlemen, is what it's about. It's about lifestyle. Lifestyle. The higher you go up in lifestyle, the more it becomes like a pyramid. The more you want, the harder it's going to be to get it. So, lifestyle on the track, man. The more you want a Honda Accord. You don't want a Honda Accord lifestyle. You don't want a teacher at high school lifestyle. You don't want that. Ladies, you need to be honest with yourself. And that's what this conversation is for. Ladies, if you want a foreign sedan lifestyle, a lifestyle where a man is making at least $75,000, let's talk about Black people, okay? Only 9% of Black women earn $75,000 or more. Yeah, Kevin, but that's just all women. What about Generation X? Generation X women make more. Yes, Generation X women make more, but you also have lower sexual marketplace value. You want to know how I can tell? Straight off the bat, weight. Your weight throws you massively out. So if you are a high lifestyle woman in Generation X, but you are out of shape, boom. And I'm working on putting together something to explain it very simply, to give a woman an approximation, just an approximation of what her actual SMV is. Because this is why so many women resist rankings and don't like to be ranked and all this other kind of stuff, because rankings make women feel a certain kind of way. They're like, well, I don't want to be ranked because then it's real. It's real. You can walk around with 9 or 10 energy, but when you are average at best, that is what it is. Hello. You need to turn off the TV in the background or whatever's going on back there. How are you?
Good, good, you?
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay. Could you back up a little bit off the camera? You're 26? Okay.
Let me just take it. I don't want to put this up.
All right. So, are you prepared to share a man? You're almost in a danger zone. Are you single or are you married? Say again? Single?
Yeah, single.
Oh yeah. By the way, guys, that's not. I don't. Instagram is having issues these days. I got 5 bars over here, high speed connection. This is Instagram, not me. You're single. Any children? Any children?
No children.
So, what do you have? What is the question you have for me?
Like, I know there's a lot of like stereotypical like stuff right now going on with like 26. Like, there's a lot of like, how could I say, not knowing what you want to do in life and what you're looking for, basically. Because what I have, like, I just got out of a relationship in December, and it was kind of like I was the side chick and I didn't know I was. You get me? So, yeah, it was just a big mess where I thought it was like in the beginning I thought it was.
What is the question, man? What are you talking about?
Okay, so I just logged on. So what's the word? I just seen it says share a man. What is it about right now?
Share a man. Well, if you were a side chick, you were sharing a man.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, and no offense, but so many women today want to be the main chick. But why can't you be that?
Maybe it's probably self-respect. Not knowing your worth. I feel like that's what it is. I mean, I grew up in church.
How tall are you?
I'm sorry.
How tall are you?
5'3".
Dress size?
Dress size, I want to say 14.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
210.
Never with self-respect. At 26 years old, there's no way you should be 210 pounds as a woman.
Wow.
I mean, is that shocking?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't have self-respect for myself, my work. Then now I'm starting to.
Well, even if you had okay, let's just say you had a lot of self-respect. Why would a man, okay, especially if you want to have a higher lifestyle man, do you see men who marry women that are 200 pounds plus as the norm?
Honestly, no.
Okay, so this is why I think you ladies get it twisted. It's about your self-respect, and no, it's about you got to get in where you fit in. And see, when I was coming up, I'm gonna just be honest. When I was coming up, women who were, let's just say BBW, okay,
Yeah.
they were happy to have a man.
Yeah.
And but they would do things. They would cook, clean. They would be easy to be with. And my thing is, today, ladies don't know what men are wanting, so you end up in side chick roles. But is that where it's kind of like if a man was not the primary man, we'd say, can he afford to can he pay the cost to be the boss, right? Can you be in the primary role?
Yeah. Most definitely.
You can.
Yeah.
Why you say that? What makes you believe that?
Because I was born like kind of old school in my family. My mom. I helped my mom out a lot. Where my mom right now she's dealing with something. So
Well, when I say can you be in the primary role, the presupposition is that somebody will pick you to be in that role.
pick me. I feel like it's all just lines about self-worth. You don't.
How come I keep telling you it's physical with men?
Yeah. True.
Okay, so if I keep saying that in the nicest way, I'm trying to get you to understand that you can have all the self worth in the world, but a man still has to pick you, right? If men don't want overweight women, how you gonna get picked?
By bringing stuff to the table, right? Like,
No, by pushing away from the table. Start with your weight. So what I'm trying to understand the disconnect because I keep saying that men are physical, and it's like every time I ask you, it's like you go right on past the physical and go into the other stuff. Why is that? Do you not believe men are physical, visual?
obviously, like, you have to be attracted to the person, of course.
Okay. Let's see if we can do it this way. Now this may sting a little bit, but it's not connecting, so I got to get a little raw.
Okay.
You women who are there's the women who are good enough to be on the side and to have fun with, but if a man is going to commit to a woman long term and say this is my wife, she's a representation of him. She also so men are going to judge you based on the woman you have. Then men likely want children. So if you're already 200 some odd pounds, 3 kids, you're going to be every bit of 250.
Yeah.
This is why, and I don't mean any disrespect, but back in the day, BBW women were side chicks because they couldn't be main chicks.
Yeah.
So if you believed what I'm saying is more accurate than not, and a way to getting the better chance to get promoted to the serious role of wife was to lose the weight and get fit, to be a dress size 4 or 6. Would you do it?
I feel like I would. I did it before. You know, I did do it before. I lost a lot of weight. I feel like I gained it all back because of everything that happened.
Okay.
So
What?
I feel like I would. I did.
Well, and this is the problem I get placed in because people say I'm harsh and mean, but see, women aren't told that you need to maintain a fit figure, and it matters. It matters to men because, you know, men's mate value, what men will choose to have sex with, is low, but what they choose to marry is much higher. And it's generally the women's what they choose to have sex with and who they choose to marry tend to be more in line with one another. So let me try to bring somebody else in that's closer to over 35. But yeah, just a healthy lifestyle would help a lot. I mean, because it seems like you have a pleasant personality, but it does matter a lot to us men. And as much as I'm not going to say it doesn't, because as an image consultant, I hear the truth, I see the truth, and I see plenty of women who are lovely women, but they can't get the kind of men they want because men don't find them their first choice. I put it that way. Okay, have a nice day, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. You know, and guys, I try to. Guys also understand that women are told that they're just fine, and that. Ladies, I didn't say dress size 4 just to be fucking with you. If a man sees you, he's going to want to see that you can carry another 30 pounds after kids. Let's get it. Let's open the Zoom line. Because I want to hear from the women who are in their 30s or higher. The women in their 30s or higher who think that they don't have to share a man. And I'm like, yeah, man, you're going to have to share a dude. You're going to have to share him and you're going to have to like it. You're going to have to share him and you're going to have to like it if you want to have a chance at being You're going to have to share him, you're going to have to like it, and then you guys going to have to figure out who's primary. And when I say share, you have to turn off whatever noise is in the background.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in my car.
Okay, that's fine. Just turn off the radio or whatever. Just turn off the radio.
Turn down the radio, okay.
How old are you? How old are you? All right.
Okay, good.
Okay,
How are you doing this evening?
okay. How old are you?
I'm 43, actually.
Okay. Do you have me on Bluetooth?
I took the Bluetooth off.
Okay.
So it's just directly on the phone.
All right.
It's not in the car.
Cool. All right. Let me do this. So, what do you think about the topic? Are you single or are you married?
I'm divorced. I was married for 17 years. I'm single now, though.
That's what I think. When I'm gonna just tell you, ladies, when y'all start pausing like that, men think y'all lying. Lady, you know you ain't married. Just say I'm single. Okay. So, what do you think about the notion of sharing a man at this age? Yeah, but what do you think about the notion of sharing a man at this age?
I'm single right now.
Hey, you single, period. What do you think about the notion of sharing a man?
I'm in agreement with it.
Okay.
I'm definitely in agreement with it. With the idea that there are so many more women than men. In my mind, I feel like women share their men anyway. They just don't know it.
Well,
And so we come up in an environment where we're not, men are not allowed to say or have different things. And as older women, we want to say, well, I want him for myself. He's mine. When.
do you have any children? Do you have any children?
I'm sorry.
Do you have any children? Any daughters?
Yes, I do. I have daughters. Yes, I have one daughter.
Is she? How old is she?
She's 10.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you understand that you're going to have to share, that's a good thing, because that's far more likely, especially as a divorcee. You got a lot of noise going on. I can't. It's too much. Too much. All right, that's too much. You need to connect your microphone, Eve. Eve, you need to connect your microphone. Look, ladies over 35, you're going to have to share a man. You're going to have to share him, and you're going to have to share him in good faith. Let me tell you what a sharing a man looks like. Back when I was on the yard, I'm just be honest. Women knew they had to share men. If you went to OU, you had women at OU. You had a woman at UCO or Central State, O State, Langston, North Texas. And you know what? It's fine when you share a woman and she's leaving, coming down the stairs with her duffel bag, and she's saying, "Hey girl, how you doing? Hey girl, how you doing?" But a lot of women think that y'all should be able to get man primary. Y'all don't have enough juice to do that over 35. And it's high time that y'all hear this. Connect your audio. I don't know what is going on Zoom, but every man can seem to get this. But women just seem to just jump on here and just don't pay any attention. Connect your audio, lady. God damn it. I get frustrated when women just don't follow instructions on Zoom. Because when the guys come to Zoom, they're ready to go. Women just click it and just be sitting there. Come on, Instagram. Yeah, I don't know why you guys are asking to come on. I'm not talking to any guys. Hello, how are you? I can't hear you. Got your Bluetooth on. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? What's your Instagram name so I can see it? Lily Beth. All right, Big Fish, you're going to have to come back because you got your Zoom, you got your headphone on. I can't hear you. Lily Beth, how old are you?
I'm
30. What do you think about this notion of sharing a man?
So, I guess should be
Go ahead.
intimately as well.
You mean physically, sexually?
Right.
You mean together? No, you ain't. You don't have to do no threesome. You don't have to do no three. No, you don't have to do no threesomes. But here's what sharing looks like. You get you my primary woman. She's my secondary. She's my third.
Okay.
So you get 3 or 4 days out of the week. They get 1 or 2.
I think it's doable.
Yeah.
It's doable. And I think to an extent it should be acceptable by most women because reality is, from personal experience and from myself and my friends, we don't all have it all as far as females.
Well, at 30 years old, you're not to the point to where I'm talking about a lot of women. You still have a little time on the clock. The women I'm talking about really who have to really share are women over 35. But if you want to be married, I would suggest really focusing like a laser on the kind of outcome you want and the kind of man. Hold on just a second. Hold on. Eve, hello. How are you?
Nervous
Why are you nervous?
because I know the guy that I like is probably watching this right now.
Okay. How old are you?
30.
All right. What do you think about sharing the man? Come on
I'm
now.
okay with that.
Don't go quiet on me now. Don't get quiet on me.
I'm okay with that because if they're gonna mess around with other females, I'm gonna do what I want to do too.
No. That's not how that works.
Okay.
That's not how that works. You share a man and sit your ass down.
Okay.
See, I don't understand why you ladies think that works that way. But please go ahead and tell me why it does. I want to hear, and I'm going to let you speak. Because this is that whole, if you do it, I'm going to do it too. Ain't nobody trying to marry you. Ain't nobody trying to marry y'all in mass. Ain't nobody trying to pay the bill for y'all. This ain't just about sex. You can find somebody else to have sex with, granted. Can you find somebody else to pay your rent?
Yes.
You remember where you are now, right? You
All right.
really believe that?
Well, I live in a guy's house right now. to tell you the right.
You really believe that you can. Okay, go ahead. Tell me why.
Well, I'm doing it now, but I mean, I don't depend on men. I work, you know,
And you're how old again?
30.
Uh-huh. Tell me what life is going to look like at 40.
Hopefully, a real estate broker.
Can't make this shit up. God damn it.
I don't know, on the beach, relaxing, chilling, probably retired.
Okay, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm going to ask a question. Are you being serious?
Yes,
What state do you live in?
New York.
All right, ma'am, I don't play, okay? I really don't. I'm doing this for a reason. So
All
I
right,
want you to
Kevin.
be, huh?
Okay.
Don't
I'll
because
participate.
I'm about to go off on you if you because don't play with me. I got too many other
Okay.
people I'm trying to help, and I don't appreciate when black women get on here and fucking play games with me like we don't have problems in our community. So if
All
this is
right.
what you really want to do, just be honest. But don't get on here acting this way because then it makes us all look crazy. Do you really think you're gonna be 40 years old and retired on the beach somewhere?
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I'm moving towards that. Like, I got my real estate license. I work at the post office.
Motherfucker. How much money you gonna need to retire, man?
To retire, hopefully, like
How much money are you
200,000?
going to need to retire?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Why'd you come on here?
I don't know. Because I was bored.
It's a problem with a lot of you modern women. You understand when shit's serious. And I'm
Okay,
asking you serious
Kevin.
questions. I'm asking you serious
All right.
grown ass questions.
I'll
You
listen.
work at the post office.
All right.
We talking about getting a
Yes.
real estate license and talking about being retired by 40. And I'm asking you simply how much money you need. You say, I don't know.
All right. To retire, hopefully $700,000.
You plan on dying at 58 years old? Are you, I mean, I'm no
No.
offense, but are you that, I don't want to say broke, but you know that the average retiree is going to need about $1.9 million to live on between 65 and 85. How you plan on doing it on $700,000 for 40 years? Man, whoever
Yeah,
dating
you're
this
right.
chick, man, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And this is why, I mean, it's not cool that y'all come on here thinking it's just a game.
She belongs to the
I'm not
streets.
thinking it's a game. I want you to tell me. You obviously just told me, so
Man, you said that you could, if he's gonna do what he's gonna do, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. And I'm like, all right, how we got here? I'm like,
all
yeah,
right.
but
I was just
having
joking. You're
sex, but who's
right.
gonna pay your bills? You working at the post office talking about you got people paying your bills. You're gonna get a real estate license and make so much money in a few years that you can retire on the beach. I'm gonna ask you, let's turn the heat down a little bit. Where does the black community get with women who want a life of luxury and ease that they don't earn at a young age? Did your grandmother live this way?
No, not at all.
Did anybody in your family get to retire at 40 years old on the beach?
No.
So where did this come from?
Probably this guy that I was talking to that was like, um,
Man,
he was
anyway.
like 48 years old. He's like, I want to retire on the beach.
Well, he
You
can
know,
retire, but man, he doesn't work. Does he work at the post office?
yes, he does. But
Oh,
he's been working there for like 17 years, so he makes good money.
all right. Can't make this shit up, people. Wednesday's broadcast is going to be about the lack of seriousness with the modern woman. I mean, you know, it's honestly kind of sad. It's honestly rather sad how y'all don't even care that y'all not serious. It's just like, I'll just say whatever. I'll do whatever. All right, man, that's cool. Whoever seeing, I mean, sorry, if you really dating this, I hope you're not seriously risking sex with her. I hope you're not risking sex with her because don't get crazy. Don't look crazy when she come up pregnant. You will be up under the court. All right, Big Fish. I sent it back. I asked you to come back in if you want to. Your microphone's not connected. We're going to ask you to unmute. So if you're, how are you? How old are you? 37. You're right in the target range. You're right in the target range. And I'm having a very serious question. That's a very serious question about women sharing a man. What do you mean can afford it? Oh, no, I didn't say wives. Well, what does he need to really afford? I mean, because let's be honest. I mean, you're 37. You have any kids? Okay, so have you been married? All right, so I don't want to do this if you're a married woman, ma'am. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense because I don't think you're living in the reality. Because you just came. This is for single women. Because married women, y'all live in a different reality. Because if you were to lose your husband, um, you're not going to be able to go out here and get somebody who's going to marry you with 4 kids, and then yeah, that's a different conversation. I don't want to do that. That's it. Okay, have a good one though. Appreciate it. So let's put some caveat. See, but I guess ultimately what I'm saying though is I think many women drastically overestimate their marketplace value. So let me put it this way: many black people have played dominoes or spades, and see when you play spades, you cannot go in and talk about we're gonna get 12 books. You gotta bet reasonably. You gotta mute yourself. Hello, Raven. How are you? How old are you? 27. What do you think about the concept of having to share a man after you're over 35? Okay. Oh, and you have any kids? How many kids? How old? So if you were over 35 with a 5-year old, now you'd be 10 years old, and you wouldn't want to share a man, why should a man have to share his money with your kid? Hmm. No, we don't. See, why? I mean, and I'm not trying to be rude, but see, I think it's funny, especially single mothers. Y'all vastly overestimate your sexual marketplace value is lower than it was when you started. All single mothers. So let's take this out of personal. Let's say you went to a store and something cost $300, and you know you only got $200 in your pocket. Would you walk in the store and try to buy that? All right, but that's what y'all try to do in the marketplace. You're trying to get men who are like $500, and you got $250 worth of buying power. The older you get, do you think your sexual marketplace buying power increases or decreases? All right, so that means you're going to have to be able to get less, right? No, for all women. What makes you special? No, but see that. But what does that do? What does it have to do with you, though? That's that wanting to be right. Oh, so you'd be the first female in history who she wouldn't depreciate as she got older? How's that happen? Okay, a six-figure man is making 100 and some odd thousand, not 75,000. But I just want okay, but older. What product on the market gains value with age and use? Not with use. Okay, ma'am. Hold on. Black people used to think feelings and facts are different. And I'm gonna just tell you, I get tired of hearing black women in particular because you're our women. I don't care about as other women as much as I care about black women. I get tired of hearing black women feel like because they don't feel like or they don't like something that they can dismiss the truth of it. If a non-black woman were to say that, but you're mine, I gotta care that you don't understand that you can't just dismiss it because you don't like the way it sounds. Understand that? And we got far too many women who think like you, move like you, because the way you feel, you can just dismiss it. Well, then, what man who shares your reflection feels the same way, that your value goes up as you get older? What man on the planet think that way? Well, then, if men don't think that way, how are you going to force a man to accept it? Exactly, because it won't work. So, ma'am, your value goes down whether you like it or not. Whether you think that you'll be more valuable 5 years from now with a 10-year-old, you're still a single mother. And and what does that mean? That means it's not his child. That's all that means. It's not his child. Your child is a liability to another man, not an asset. Okay. Okay, but listen though, listen. While that is something that most women would not do, the fact that you still had a child means your womb has been used. You have risked your life to clone another person. That matters to us as men. So it still lowers your value. I'm still trying to understand why you think your value won't go down, and you haven't made a compelling case. Hmm. Okay. Right, but what you're doing though, ma'am, is you're evaluating the market by comparing yourself today to yourself yesterday. Okay, you're comparing yourself to I'm better than I was, right? But the market is much bigger than you, man. The market is thousands and thousands of women who some were worse than you, some who are far better. A man gets to pick one. And if you had the choice to pick one, you're going to get the best you can, not the one that was better than she was. You're going to get the best. No, you're not. I talk to women every day, ma'am. I mean, I think that's arrogant for you to say because where do you live? Okay, due respect, ma'am, I talk to women worldwide for the last. Your attitude is not even right, man. So what I'm saying is, this is the arrogance of the modern female. Y'all feel like y'all can just do whatever and say whatever, and it's always gonna be. But if it was all that, why didn't the man you made a baby with put a ring on your finger? Or then why would you make a decision to have his baby? See, that's what men think about. No, you didn't have to learn. You didn't have to. You didn't have to, ma'am. You live in the West. In the West, it is well known that you should get married before you have a baby. That's not new news. You chose to make. You chose. Y'all chose to have sex. But women pay a higher price in sex than men because you risk pregnancy. And you can't undo that. And you can't act like it didn't happen. And you can't act like that it doesn't matter. It matters to men. And if he chose not to marry you, what kind of signal does that send to the next man? Because you gave a man the highest gift you can give any man, and you didn't require marriage. So this is why I tell women you don't typically get higher than your baby daddy, because that's where you set your price. Your baby daddy is your price, and it only goes down. Your baby daddy making six figures that's fine, man, but it matters about character and all those other things too. He didn't marry you, right? You didn't want to marry you. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. And what I'm saying is to women, I'm talking to you and I'm also talking through you. This is why it would be so much better for most of you ladies to just go finish the families you started. Because whatever you're saying, man, matters to you and that child's father. To the random man in the sexual marketplace, it doesn't mean a goddamn thing. To a random man in the street in the marketplace, it doesn't matter a goddamn thing. I'll put her interview back up, but they can hear her answer. It doesn't matter. You come into a man and saying, "Hey, Roger, I'm better today than I was," and Roger's like, "Shit, I just met you today. All I'm judging on is today." But then he's gonna say, "Well, let me look at your history, just like any other employer. Okay, you had a job that you was fired from. Now that job cost you your future. It cost you this, but you got fired from it, or you didn't get promoted at that job. Why'd you give all this stuff to that job and they didn't promote you? Then you come into and you want me to come over and you want me to pay you more? No. We're gonna pay you what you got paid back there. Because you did it over there, you did that job over there for less money and you worked harder. You ain't gonna come to me 10 years later asking for more money. You're gonna get less money because you've already set the market. And that's the point I'm trying to get ladies to understand. Your child's father sets the market for you. And unfortunately, you don't get to move that number around just because you're better than you were. That's what I see the danger with Sierra's prayer and all that stuff, because it makes women think that, well, I can do better. No, that's not how that typically happens. And how we got here, folks, is the whole notion of sharing a man. And I guess why I'm having this conversation is to let ladies understand that the more stuff you have on your resume, the more you're gonna have to share, the more shit you're gonna have to potentially put up with, and a lot of women don't like that. So let me go ahead and unmute you. Do you have anything else you want to say, ma'am? I don't want to go ahead and say, because you're 30 right now, right?
No, I'm 27. You're talking to me, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'm 27, but I guess my problem is not necessarily the type of man to get. It's about getting the man to commit, because I've had several guys who make good money. They have their own. They don't have children. They never been married, but really would love to be with me. But it's about the commitment. How do I get that man to say, okay, this is who I want? Because I'm honestly scared to just go out there and just be like, give him all of me, because I know I have a kid.
Okay, I'm confused. You said, how do you get a man to commit to you?
Yeah, well, because for me, I have several guys who they make good money, they have their own, but how do you choose? Which one do you choose? Do you date all of them at the same time?
Which one is proposed marriage?
They haven't. None of them proposed.
So what are you choosing from?
Which one do you give your time to see if that's the person?
Well, okay, you're confusing me because you're saying you have
Okay,
men
let me just give
who
you an
hold on, hold
example.
on. You're saying you have men. Hold on. You're saying you have men, and you keep saying their money. So I guess they're a certain caliber. But you're saying they want you. But what if they proposed?
As far as marriage, they haven't proposed
Then
because
why do
we
you know
haven't.
they want you?
They communicate with me. They want to take me out on dates. They want to get to know me.
And that's
But
the link. That's the link. Okay, you ladies often read stuff into men. If a man wants you, he's gonna tell you what he wants you for. Do you make room for the fact that they only want you for this? To date and have fun?
no, they all would love to marry, but they have to get to know you
What do you mean,
first.
how they would all would love to marry? How can you say that?
Because they say it,
They say they want to marry you or they want to be married.
they will marry me. That's my baby's daddy lost, is what they say.
I'm not talking about your baby daddy. You talk about these other two men. Say
I would
again?
marry. Why didn't he marry you? That's his
Hold on,
loss.
hold on, ma'am. I listen really well. I'm not talking about your child's father. You said you have other men who want to marry you.
Who would love to? Yes.
And how do you know they want to marry you? What exactly have they said?
So I have one guy who says, I've been knowing you for a long time. We take our time. One day you will be my wife, but we have to take our time.
How long have you known this man?
12 years?
That's called game.
Game it is.
I mean, goddamn, ma'am, you known him for 12 years. Have y'all been intimate?
No.
He don't want you. Ma'am, 12 years. How much? I mean, just take it away from you. Does that even sound reasonable? We need to take our time. How much time you need?
Okay, it sounds reasonable when you're young and I'm an
No,
adult.
no, 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 no. You're the one that's confused. I'm trying to help you. When did people take 12 years to get to know each other 75, 80 years ago?
Okay, so let's slow down, right?
Let's slow
So
down what?
let's slow down because when he says, I want you to still live your life, I feel like it's selfish of me to try to take that away from you. You're in college, you're young, I'm an older male. I don't want to take your youth away from you. That's selfish, is what it says. That's very selfish on my part. Now that I'm older, he's a little bit more aggressive with letting me know, hey, I want to be with you. You're the person that I want. But now it's like, I got all these other options.
Who got all these other options?
Me. Even after a baby.
Uh huh.
Yoo-hoo! I'll make you famous.
I believe you believe that, ma'am, but it don't sound like you. It sounds like there are all these good companies out here, and they let you take a tour of the plant. They let you take a tour of the office. You got an offer letter. You got a physical offer letter from any of these companies.
Got the keys to the crib.
The answer was, do you have a physical offer letter? Engagement ring.
No.
Then you ain't got shit except game.
Okay. Your opinion.
Young lady at the bottom, do you have a different opinion? That's why you smiling, because apparently she's not hearing me. Maybe she'll hear you. What do you think?
I don't really want to say much, but it's just a lot.
She don't
I
want
don't
to
want
say
to
much
sound like
because
the
she don't want to
boss.
hurt your feelings. But every time I make a point, she's smiling. You're the only one that's not seeming to pick it up, man. Man,
If she,
12 years. A man has known me for 12 years and you got the baby, but he ain't had sex with you, whatever. And then you got all these other men. Well, if that's the case, ma'am, if that's the case, you should never have to settle for anything. Matter of fact, you got a baby daddy that want to marry you. And you got this guy and that guy. You're down in Australia with dingoes and cherubies. But it sounds to me like you full of shit. So like to me, you live in a fantasy world to where you're the star of your own show. And the sad part is when this movie is over,
mhm,
there ain't gonna be no sequel.
I don't want a sequel. I just
Good. Die alone. I'm sitting here listening to this, like, I got all these options, I got all this other stuff, and yeah, dude, it just, wow. And you wonder why women are, I got keys to the crib. Okay. All right, you got keys to the crib. No, you don't need to be. Okay, ma'am, how are you on Zoom? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
All right, so let's reset from that,
It was a lot.
man.
But don't you think she still have like a chance if she just kind of get her
No,
head right a
absolutely
little?
not. Absolutely not. Did you not? You heard what was coming out of her mouth?
I did.
No, she's got no chance.
Wow.
Not with anybody with any sense. I mean, I didn't make her say all that mess. I mean, but I'm asking ladies about sharing a man, and then ma'am, how are you, Randy? No, you don't need to be. Okay, ma'am, how are you? Oh my God, she got YouTube playing in the background.
Okay, let me turn it off. Sorry. Okay, I'm off.
How old are you?
I am 38, Godfather.
All right. What do you think about sharing a man at your age?
I just kind of feel like it's what's going to have to happen. At this point, I've learned a lot from you just watching you over the past few months. And I used to be one of those women who were delusional, but I appreciate you because you brought me to my senses. So I understand that that's pretty much what I'm going to have to
What do you
accept.
think? What do you think about sharing a man?
I think it's not gonna really work because like
Okay.
women are jealous and and it probably work if they keep it to themselves and never let her find out. But
Where are your people
it's not
from? Where are your people
my
from?
oh, I'm American, but I have African.
I mean, what state? I mean, I know you're
Oh,
American.
oh, California.
California.
LA.
Where your grandmother from?
Originally from Louisiana.
Okay, I guarantee you went back to Louisiana. Your grandmother, and your great grandmother, they did it. How do you think you get somebody for 30 or 40, 50 years? You from the South. This is where I'm from. This is where this shit comes from. How many people went to Big Daddy's funeral and met met the whole nother family?
Yeah.
Women have always had to share men.
But like openly, like like you
Yes,
feel
it
like
would
my
be better.
grandma knew.
Because here's the reason you have to share it openly. Because one, if you mismanage your youth to where you get to be in your 30s, that's your problem.
Uh-huh.
So women have a problem with men lying. And I'm just telling ladies, get to the point where you got to share a man and you ain't got to lie. Let me tell you what happened. When I used to be a liar, when I started all that shit in college and I was lying to women, it was stressful and it caused a lot of damn problems. When I started being upfront with women and said, hey, this is how it is, guess what? You got the option. Let's just say, I'm sorry, Randy. Let's just say let's say Randy's my wife. You would have to get along with Randy. You would like to know, you'd have to at least know about her if you decide you wanted to deal with me. Or you could choose to deal with somebody who's not me. But you can't have me all to yourself.
Can I say something though?
Go ahead. Now we're talking
I
about it.
I
We're
know
talking.
that that's probably true what you said about, my grandma generation, but we're kind of in a different generation where women feel like, they have the say so. So,
They don't, but they can feel whatever the hell they want to.
yeah.
You can feel whatever you want to. How you gonna make that happen? How you gonna make it a reality?
I know. I understand what you're saying.
See,
I'm just saying
the problem is today women want too much for what you are. Mostly every woman I meet thinks there's a prize. They think they're queens. They think you watch my show, and how many women sit here on this program day in, day out, tell you they deserve a man of value. And ain't but 10% of these men available. But 100% of women say they want them. All right. And I'm talking about a man in that category, a top 20%, 15%, 10% man. Why do you, let's flip it. Let's put you as a top 10% woman, right? Even better, let's put you as a top 1% woman.
Me.
Why should why should you get less? Why should Rihanna be dating a taxi cab driver? But see, y'all understand it when it's that way. And what's more likely gonna happen? The older you get, you're gonna get more money or less? More on the credit, more on the sexual marketplace credit card or less? Go ahead. So, Randy, what you think about what I just said?
I agree with you. Like I had to kind of learn that the hard way, though. I didn't always think like that. Like I was all about monogamy, but then once I realized that the guys that I were dating always wanted to put me in their side chick category, I kind of started looking for answers on why that was.
You know who becomes the main
That's kind of when I
chick?
stumbled across you.
You know who becomes the main chick? The main chick who understands you're gonna have side chicks. You know where I learned this the most? From educated, beautiful black women. Professional, educated, beautiful, fit, accomplished black women. Because you asked them who they were dating and who it is, the pilot, the banker, the this, the that, the da da da. And you know what they said? You know what? There was rules. There was rules. And every one of them could have married, chose to marry, man, please. I'm not, and here's the hardcore reality. I'm gonna take y'all off camera. Camera one, here's the reality. The women who I've learned this from over years, smoke y'all. And then you gonna come through with your average, above average, below average self, and think you gonna get better than what women up here who set the market get? Please. Where in the hell can you go in a store and say, you know what your customer pays, I should get. I work down at the, I don't want to insult the post office, but I work down at the local florist. My business is just as valuable as theirs. Ma'am, she got an Amex Black. She got a black card. Yes. That's a Walmart prepaid card. Yes. We would rather have her business than yours. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, it sounds rude, but it's true. And Randy, I'll be honest with you, more men, if you can understand what I'm saying, the spirit of what I'm saying, you'll have better relationships with men. Because honestly, most men don't want to have to manage all these women. They just want women to know if I chose to. So because I'm coming home monogamously to you, you need to be happy and respect that, because it is human nature to where you get comfortable with something, you get contemptuous of it. Comfort breeds contempt. So that's the point. It's not as though all these men want to be having all these relationships. In fact, they want to come home and like I told that woman the other day, she's like, I start to nitpick. And I'm like, well, when you start to nitpick, the first thing you do is go jump in the shower, take out the shower, get out naked, look at yourself. You'll stop nitpicking at folks. Let me bring some more folks in here. I'm gonna leave you guys on, but I mean, I'm glad you at least started listening. And Miss Shakira, you know, you don't have to agree, just listen to the arguments. That's all I'm asking you ladies to do, listen to the arguments. Because I'm not trying to pull the okey doke on women. I'm trying to get you to understand how men think.
Yeah.
How men
Well,
think.
I did listen. I did listen, and I agree. But I was just saying, I don't think women is going to allow that, and that's why majority of them
What
are
woman won't
single.
allow? What women won't allow? Okay, so let's
Women
talk
over
about
35.
let's talk about it. We're talking about women who 74% or more, 74% earn less than $50,000. Okay, right? 74% earn less than $50,000. Meaning, when you meaning that when you die, I mean, the meaning is you're not going to have enough to retire on. You're going to live basically what, paycheck to paycheck, comfortable. You live in Outback, Applebee's, TGI Fridays, Macy's kind of life, right? Right? That sounds fine. I'd rather do that than have to share, right? Until you're 60. Until you're 60. Then what happens at $50,000 when you're 60? Shakira, what do you think?
I don't think it's gonna work.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you know what's going to end up happening? Then who they going to live with?
Yeah, they are gonna be single.
No, they can't be single because most won't own a home.
Yeah.
So when you're aged, who's going to be your care? Who's going to be your network?
I don't know.
Other women? Is that?
I don't
Think
want to be
about
in
it.
that boat. I don't want to be in that boat.
I didn't
I
ask
was just
about being in
saying.
that boat. I'm saying that you said you don't think women are going to accept it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
then what are they going to accept? The golden
Oh,
girls?
being lonely. That's what they rather be lonely.
It's beyond being lonely. See, what I get to people is I start getting to places that women don't even want to think about. They don't even want to think about it. They're like, I don't even want to contemplate that thought. But you got to.
Yeah.
You got to contemplate that thought because you're 32. Are you married?
I'm not, no.
Any children?
One, but deceased.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody seriously vetting you for marriage?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and that's my ultimate point. Marriage ain't about your happiness or loyalty. It is about practicality. If 74% of our women earn less than $50,000 nationwide, and you can't get a man to be loyal to you, then that means you're going to end up what? You're going to have to share your space with somebody. So are we saying you? So are we? So not speaking for you, but are we thinking that women would actually want to be 200 some odd pounds, 5'4", 3 or 4 women to a house?
No, I don't think they would want to do that.
No, they start. You know what they start doing? Shit, I'd rather go get that dude to work at the post office because I'd rather live with a man. Because you ladies, I talk to women who date men and women. They have sex with women, but they won't date women. And one thing I've heard from these women is dating women has made them understand what men go through. So they gonna share. They're gonna share. They gonna share. They're gonna end up being in spinster villages. Either way, invest in cat food and particle board. Yeah. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, man. I'm serious, man, because I know a lot of women are like, I don't want to be doing it. I'm not gonna do that. I won't share no man. And see, the funny thing is, I hear a lot of influencers and people, and I'm just gonna say a lot of people in the industry, a lot of women in the industry telling women, you ain't got to do this, got to stop listening to these Generation X women who are in the industry. They make more money than you do, and they have deeper networks. You can't have the life they're talking about. And I guarantee you, they don't want to go to your life. I cannot see you in the dark. If you come on in the dark, I'm going to bounce you. But I want you to understand how. Oh, you're going to start your camera later? You can't be on there. I want you to understand how little the average woman must think of the average man. Just like, I would rather live alone at 60 some odd years old, struggling to pay my bills, knowing that I got a high school, whatever it is I got. I don't have the money to live on. And once I reach mandatory retirement age, I would rather risk dying alone on 50 grand than having to compromise with a man. Your audio's not connected. That's how little so many women think of men. It's like a man has no value outside. He can't provide a lifestyle to be monogamous. So I don't know who you are, man, but your audio is not connected. So I keep telling folks that their audio is not connected. Audio not connected. I'm gonna bring some more people in from Instagram. Where'd that song come from? Oh yeah, get mad. Instagram. IG is the place to be. IG in the place. IG is the place. IG is the place. Come on. Unmute yourself. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Good night.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32. What do you think about women sharing men?
Well, where I'm from, that's currently the norm.
Okay. Are you all right with it?
Well, I'm not okay with it emotionally, but it's something that we are accepting.
Okay. Why? What do you mean you're not okay with it emotionally? Explain. So maybe you can teach me something.
Okay, so where we are from is like it's competition and then it's drama and like it's a small community here in Guyana. So it's like it comes with embarrassment here.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So it's public.
yeah. But
Why?
they don't care because they have the resources to like sustainable treatment.
But why is it embarrassing? Why is it embarrassing though? I don't understand.
It's embarrassing because the men don't care when the women are fighting over them. They just let it be.
Okay. Give me an example of what what the women are fighting about.
So like there are times when you would see accomplished women, very educated women fighting in public about who is spending more time with saying who. And then because it's a small environment, it's like a small community, like people be talking about it and saying, oh, but she has a house and a car and she has her masters and these women don't need to be fighting like this.
Why do you say that?
Why I say what? They don't need to be fighting like this?
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
Well,
Because you keep saying that women have money and they're accomplished. What does that have to do with the men? Well, men don't care about that.
that is the point. So the men don't care, but then other people, the onlookers, they care about these people business.
You mean the onlooking women? The onlooking women?
The onlooking women and the people business.
Yeah. So what you explain is women need to get your shit together because you don't care about what men don't care about that, and it seems to me y'all are more motivated by the onlooking women.
I guess.
Where's the man? What is the man doing?
He feels like the man doesn't care. He just feels like
You saying the man doesn't care, ma'am. You saying the man doesn't care. And I'm not understanding that. What I'm hearing is one woman is arguing with another woman and women are watching it.
that is true.
Okay, what should the man do?
What should he do? He should go up on control on every woman that he is providing for so that they don't make a spectacle of themselves.
He should do what?
That is not
He should do what?
like get up on control on these women that he's
So what kind of control are we talking about?
I mean, rules like, okay, I'm taking care of her and her, so you don't need to be. I mean, these men, they don't be honest then.
Hold on, ma'am. Now you're starting to talk. Now you're starting to sound like you're full of shit.
Oh my.
I'm telling you why. Because 1 minute you're saying that these two women are arguing and then women are watching. And you said these men don't care. And I'm like, well, what are the men doing? If these women wouldn't be arguing in public, hold on, listen. I listened to your story. And you said the man needs to sort of form a control. And I'm like, what kind of control? You said rules. Rules like what?
There is a wife and you are a mistress, so act your rule.
They know those things.
They still mean
Oh, no, ma'am. There is a wife and then there's a mistress, right? They know those things. See, what you're trying to do is blame men for women's bad behavior.
okay.
When it's ultimately, see, it's always the man's fault. If you're the wife and she's the mistress, why are you as a wife fighting with a mistress in public? If you're a mistress, why are you fighting with a wife? You know your roles. I'm asking. We're having a conversation. I'm asking.
I understand you're asking, but I don't know why if they compete, but there is a point where if the wife doesn't like it and she argues with the mistress.
You're still not making any sense. She's the wife. The other woman's the mistress.
But she doesn't like the mistress. Okay, the wife doesn't like sharing, but the mistress doesn't mind sharing.
And that's the ultimate point. So the whole notion is that's what you're really getting to. Y'all don't like this. You just got to deal with it. You know what he could do? He needs to fire his wife and get another one. So y'all can learn when you become the wife, you can get fired. And I get you wives will start acting better because you've already said she's the wife. You're the highest ranking woman, right? What's there to argue about? But you still said a man should do something. And I'm like, what's he supposed to do? Get some control. How? And also what she's saying is don't do it. Don't do it so your wife won't feel like she has to argue with the mistress. No, y'all need to act better.
Okay.
Are you married?
Got it. No, I am.
Would you be cool with sharing your husband? Be honest.
Probably after a certain age.
How old are you again?
I'm 32.
So what age would that be?
Up around 55.
No, 55. 55. 55. Are you crazy? 55. About 35. See, this is a perfect conversation. This is a perfect conversation. It's right here. A 32-year-old unmarried woman, and you say I wouldn't feel comfortable to them 55. No, man. No.
Okay.
I'm just, but no, I don't think you do. And that's the thing, y'all ladies think your value's too high. Do you have any kids?
No, I don't have any kids.
Do you have anybody seriously vetting you for marriage right now?
I am in a partnership right now. Somebody that I'm working with to the goal. So no, I'm not being vetted for marriage. Yes, sorry.
I don't know what a partnership means. What does a partnership mean?
We have goals, we are working towards those goals.
Do you want to be married?
No, not anymore.
Is this a male partner?
Yeah.
Why does this make more sense than marriage?
Because I would have been disappointed in my previous relationship. So I said, okay, it's better for me to work towards goals than saying, okay, let's get married.
So you make the man in your present pay for mistakes in your past.
You have a point, probably.
And this is why these women argue, because y'all get zip damn crazy. Y'all aren't in y'all's right mind. And y'all expect men to fix this shit. And I'm saying this because women today at 32, y'all aren't serious. I'm a partner, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what is this partner and all this new age bullshit?
Yes.
So gentlemen, it's not your fault because they don't know how to act. One was the wife, one was the mistress. You don't want to be married, but you won't be in a partnership. Ma'am, if you're in a partnership, you're gonna be. He's probably fucking somebody else right now. You got nothing to say about anybody. And the partnership, once you are 32, at 55, you're gonna have cats. Because one of the things y'all ladies don't seem to realize is once you age out, you don't go back. You as young as you ever gonna be. And as older you get, the more your value goes down sexually. Sexual marketplace value. So I suggest you think long and hard about what it is this partnership shit it is. Cause might as well be a baby mama for all that concern. Hello, how are you? Though, something to think about though. Appreciate it. Made me think though. Bye bye now. Good for you though. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine here.
I'm all right. How old are you?
32.
32. Any children?
Yes.
All right. Would you consider sharing a man?
I'm glad you asked that because at this point in time, yes. And no, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Why is it at this point in time?
Because I come to realize like either you're going to be willing to share 'em or you're not. Either way, a male is going to do what he want to do. And as a
Yup.
female, what are you trying to control him? And don't
Yup.
get me wrong, every female that I listen to, that's why I got up out my bed and was praying that you would answer me. I used to be that until I started conversating with this guy. He really opened up my mind, and like you tell me, I can't be mad with every other male because I decided to lay with broken males and they broke me. At first, it's real hard trying to accept when someone is telling the truth, but once you're clear minded and you move past, you get how can I put it?
Well, let me just say this. Between a man and a woman, there is always a special understanding that nobody else will know. And that's why I once was like, let that lady from Guyana or Ghana speak so long. Y'all worry so much about what the world thinks. Instead, y'all should be worried more about what you and that man got. Hold on. What's your name? Rita?
Rita.
Rita, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. How old are you?
I'm 42.
All right. You know the subject on the table. Sharing a man. What do you think?
I would be open for the option because we're sharing men anyways.
All right.
Whether we know it or not. And I would be open for the option if he was my husband.
You got any children?
Being side,
Do you have any children?
yes, I have 4 grown daughters and 2 grandkids.
Well, what's the likelihood of you getting a new husband?
My chances are, my percentage is low, because I have
The
reached
reason I
the
asked that
danger
question is
zone.
because you were doing well, and you said I would be open to it, which is I really don't like it, but I consider
No,
it.
that's not
Hold
true. I would
on,
be
hold
open
on, hold on. What you basically said is I would be open to it, provided I got the kind of deal I wanted, and the deal would be that I'm married. So a man would have to come and pay the highest. That's the highest thing we could offer a woman is marriage, right?
Yes.
All right. Why would a man need to marry you at 40 with 4 kids?
He wouldn't.
Right.
He wouldn't have to marry me.
So my point is, you ladies don't seem to understand that your value, you can't demand these things as much anymore. So a better answer, a more realistic answer is, yeah, I'll share, because it's better to have one than not. Is it better to have a part of a man than a whole nothing? That's my question. Rita, at the age you are and the age you're getting to, is it better to have part of a man or a whole nothing?
A part of a man.
So you can't say put marriage on it because you're divorced, right?
Yes. Yes.
How long you been divorced?
2.5 years.
All right, so you've already done that. And most men who were, well, I don't want to say that. It depends on the socioeconomic category. But that's ultimately what I'm trying to get you to say. Now, what's Mrs. E? I say the same thing. Is it better to have Part of a man or a whole nothing?
Part of a man.
Why do you think so many women, even though they logically know and understand that, or resist that concept so much when they talk out in public? Because there are women who gonna hear y'all and be like, "Oh hell no, I'd rather have a whole nothing."
I believe it's because as women, we were taught that a man owes us something.
Boom.
So, and we were taught that he owes us all of him.
Yep.
So that's what we believe, and that's what we're banking on.
Thank you. You were taught that a man owes you something and he owes all of you. And that is true when we get you first and we're married to you. When we get you when you're in your prime and you have less, I don't want to say miles, but less interactions with men. Yes, that's when you can ask that high price. That's what I was trying to get the other woman to understand. But as life goes on, women still want that first price on, arguably something that's not as pristine. And that's not rude, it's just what it is. So I'm glad you said it because, ladies, you believe we owe you everything, all of us, and we don't.
And these days and time, we're not producing what we're asking for.
Well, and here's the thing. But that's a level of awareness that I think that's going to be too hard for most people to get to. But I'm saying that, yeah, men nor women are made of the stuff that used to be made of. But I would think it would be better to share a little time with somebody, a little bit of time we got left. I'm like, why do you women selfishly holding it for? I'm like, I hear women in their 40s talking about I'm a born again virgin. What the French? What? You better do something with that joint before we cleanse needs to be. Anyway, y'all, I don't want to go there. But ladies, I'm glad y'all actually dropped some knowledge on these women because, they don't always hear me. And, and here's the thing. Let me put y'all back on camera. A man, honestly, would rather deal with a woman with your kind of spirit, and you can get actually more out of a man just because you're reasonable. Just because you're reasonable, a man be like, I could step out, but let's go ahead and watch American Gangster and order pizza. We just need y'all to know that we still got the juice or whatever. That's what men really need women to know. It ain't that they want to act on it. It's just want to treat him as though he could do that, and you appreciate the fact that he could be doing that. But all right, that's all, ladies. I appreciate it.
Right.
Y'all encapsulate that better than I could.
You have a good night.
Yeah, boom. That's what. Shit, I can end the show right there. When Rita said, "Women think we been taught that we owe you, we owe y'all everything." We don't. We don't. We don't. And it's not as though men don't want to give you stuff, ladies. It's the fact that y'all want everything all the time. Let me see if I can bring somebody else back on here. Yeah, I like to set up where we do Zoom and Instagram. Hello.
Yes, how are you?
How are you?
I'm well.
Cool. How old are you?
I'm 31.
31. Okay. Are you Penny?
Yes, that's me.
What is your name?
Monica, but you can call me.
Okay. So what do you think about the concept of, this whole notion of sharing a man?
I believe that the way a lot of women was raised contradicts like what reality is. And I say, I think about how my parents raised me. So my dad raised me to think a man is supposed to do X, Y, and Z. My mom raised me a certain way. So growing up, I was conflicted. And what a true unit, with the way I was able to see it, I look back at my grandparents' relationships. And both grandfathers had two families, possibly a third family with one of my grandfathers. So I say, I'll be honest. I say that to say what we're taught is not what it really is, you know, and I see that for my life as well.
And see,
So I think it's possible to share a man.
and see, women today will hear that and say, women back then were fools and this. No, women back then were happy. They were happy because their happiness was, see, the problem today is women were told that a man is supposed to make you happy. No, we're not your entertainment. Your family and your connections are supposed to make you happy. That's what women in the East understand. You get a man, and from that man, you get his family and you get your kids. And from that's what makes you happy and fulfills you. And that's what that other lady said. You were taught we're supposed to give you all of us and everything, and we can't. We can't keep you occupied, and that's up. So now, do men need to go out and make other families? I'm not going to go that far. That happened, but I'm not going to go that far. But I will say that I think that women need to understand that it is not a man's job to keep you entertained.
True.
So, how old are you again?
I just came in like back in the days as well.
How old are you again?
I'm 31.
You have any children?
Yes, I do have a son.
Okay. Were you? How old is he?
He's 6.5, going on 13.
6.5, going on 13. Were you and his father married, or y'all just?
Well, we had a domestic partnership.
Okay. Do you want to be married one day?
Yes, I do.
Do you want any more kids?
Yes, I do, actually.
All right. Well, I would tell you that, you know, it is far more likely to get the outcomes you want the more realistic any woman is. The more realistic any woman is, it is far easier for a man to sign up for that. And especially when you're coming into it with an understanding of what you bring to the table. So thank you for that. I'm going to bring somebody else in. Thank you very much. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was, you know, the fact that people used to have, you know, I'm not saying, ladies, man gonna have family on the other side of town. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that no matter how you slice it, especially the Black community, we think about the good old days. We think about the model for what worked. You go back to your grandparents and your great-grandparents, and you got to go back and get all of it. You can't just go back and get the 50-year marriage. You got to go back and get the understanding that men and women are different. A man's responsibility to you as a wife, especially if you're of childbearing age, is to children. Look at Game of Thrones. Robert Baratheon and Cersei, as toxic as they were, one thing that no one can say about Cersei is she did not love her kids. And even though they did not come from Robert, they came from Jaime, but as far as Robert knew, they were his kids. Her kids were her life. Ladies, your kids, your family, your network is supposed to be your life, and you're supposed to honor your husband for giving you the spark, a seed of life. So you honor one another. So once the kids are grown, you still paying that off. But this is the problem. So many women who were
Danger Zone!
did not get the right message, and they become no man's land at 36 plus, talking about they want strict monogamy and this and that. You're like, well, I'm not going to pay the highest price possible for that. So let's see. Do we have any more people on Instagram? Let's see. Do we want to bring, if we want to bring anybody, let me see. I'm going to open up this one again. I'm going to open up. Let me open up Instagram comments. All right, comments are going. Look, man, ladies, I'm not talking about public humiliation and embarrassment. I understand. I want that to be clear. So let me say this. We are not talking about you walking around publicly humiliated and embarrassed. That is not this. What I'm talking about is listen to the song No Pain, No Gain. Go back to some of those songs in the 80s. Betty Wright talking about, you may have him now, but he's mine. Women used to know and understand that as the wife, I'm primary. Why do I have to argue with mistresses or side chicks? And side chicks are supposed to be cool with being side chicks. They're supposed to be with three of y'all, a wife, a mistress, and a side chick. So ladies, how many men you want to share with? How many of y'all ladies want to go? Hold on, Kevin. We know the role of the wife, but what's the role of the side chick? The role of the side chick is to provide an oasis, because what he has with his wife is serious. It's real, and the side chick is supposed to be fun. She's supposed to be fun. Go back to The Sopranos. It's supposed to be fun. You go to dinner, you go to movies, you meet it. You get all the fun, but it's short term. Okay? You're supposed to send the man back to his wife happy. And therein lies the rub. Many wives know about the mistress and respect the mistress because he comes home happy after he leaves. Especially men of value. You got the man, you got the wife. Her job is to be a part of the legacy building. Her name is on the policies. Her name's on everything. She is the woman that needs to be smart. She's the woman that, she doesn't need to be the knockout. She needs to be substantial as a woman, because this is who you're breeding with. You're making everything. This is your children. That's why men go down in looks to go up on cooperation. And this woman can understand that we are together. Then there's the executive assistant, the work wife. She keeps everything on track to where they can keep making money. And often the wife and the work wife know one another. Many executive assistants have helped coordinate and do things for the family stuff. Is he having a relationship with his executive assistant? Most of the time, no, because it's too important, but they're close. Then there's the mistress. The mistress is known about by the executive assistant, Pepper Potts, and the wife knows you likely have a mistress. The thing is, no public embarrassment, and you do things for her. She get a bag, she get some fragrance, some shoes, but you ain't buying her no houses and shit. You don't do no stupid shit like that because she's short term. Well, short term, let me qualify that. A 1 to 3 year mistress is different from a 3 to 5 year mistress. And a 5 year plus mistress, that's that Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates stuff. They come in different varieties. And it will be better to have a longer term mistress because it's almost like having a sugar baby. She's got an allowance. There's a certain amount. You have to have money to do this though, because you cannot bring that shit to your house. I don't mean you got to have big money, but you just got to be able to fund that. But this woman is actually, oh shit. This woman right here will likely marry a high value man because she was a mistress to a high value man. Don't get mad at me. I didn't. And then there's the fun girl. Yep, there's the wife, the executive assistant, the mistress, and the fun girl. That's exactly what it is. That's the dangerous one. That's the dangerous one, because some of you guys have too much fun with your fun girl and you end up breaking your own rules. And if you have too much fun with your fun girl and you blow up your shit because you mismanaged it, that's on you. I ain't lying, man. I'm not lying. There's too much damn juggling. You save your money. Let me say this. Milton Ventures and Corporate. Too much damn, I'm saving my money. No offense, bro. And I mean no disrespect. You guys always talk about this money shit. I'm talking about men who got far more money than you will ever have. This is what they do. How can I say this? God, I don't want to say this and sound wrong because it's going to come off wrong. Guys, if you're not touching $400,000 or more, stop talking about your money. Really? You gotta have fuck you money, okay? To be talking about money. You gotta have fuck you money. Walk away money, okay? Okay, so you do yourself, and why I say that is because men who have money, like who have money to worry about it, don't talk about the kind of stuff y'all talk about. And honestly, and this isn't towards you, my friend, okay? So don't take offense. Honestly, you show yourself as not being ready, because if you say that around men who have money, they'll be like, yeah, he's on his way. He may be on his way, or he's young, he's not ready. They don't worry about that shit. They really don't. Look, man, women are valuable. And I think y'all need to understand what a woman's value is. Why is it feminine, beautiful, inspirational? Women have a muse-like effect on a man. Your money ain't shit. You know how many guys I know who I talk to every day, who make money, but they don't have relationships. You don't have to juggle. Make money but don't have relationships. They want relationships. You don't have to juggle if you're not lying. See, juggling is some shit deceptive men do. I've been there. That's fuckboy shit. That's loser shit. If you don't lie, you don't gotta juggle. The truth is the easiest thing to remember. And you don't have to be rich to do all this other stuff. What you need to do is understand the value you bring to your wife or your significant relationship, and the value and what you do with your executive assistant or your assistant. That's different. That's more creative energy. This is much more consistent family legacy energy. And what you do with your mistress or your side chick is different. It's just like, let me give you an example. I'll end it. You are who you are, right? But on YouTube, your behavior on YouTube is different. Your avatar is different, your screen name is different, and your algorithmic behavior is different because you use the platform in a different way. It's still social media. If you have Facebook, you're different on Facebook than you are on YouTube. If you have Instagram, you are different on Instagram than you are on these two. If you have Twitter, you're different on Twitter than you are on the other three. If you're on TikTok, you're different on TikTok than the other four. And if you're on LinkedIn, which you should be, you're different on LinkedIn than the other five. You're the same person, but in all these social media platforms, you have a different way of being. And the same thing with these women. You have a different way of being with all of these women. Which is the real you? The TikTok you, the LinkedIn you, the Twitter you, the Instagram you, the YouTube you, or the Facebook you? Which is the real you? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter. Which is the real you? They're all the real you. And you better understand something else too. Oh, yeah, I don't want to go. Well, all right, let's do it. You better also understand something. Your woman, she got more than 6. She got about 18. She got about 18 different hers. That's why they wear wigs and fingernails and all that. And you ain't it. You ain't it. Neither am I. Don't be so goddamn arrogant to think you can fulfill every one of her desires. You cannot fulfill everything that she is. Yeah, you motherfuckers. Oh, you're not. You're not. I wasn't. You may be her husband. She may have sex with you one way, but she really likes to get her hair pulled and doggies that boy, from a sociological standpoint and a psychological standpoint, you got to understand human beings are complex. But what's consistent about all of this is relationship. And you are better off to your spouse, your significant other, whatever you choose to call it, when you are connected to the world. Money is not a fucking connection. People are. Balance is life in the real world. Life is about people. Life happens out there. What we do in front of one another is balance. And if you can't be in front of one another, you're out of balance. All right. Thank you, Instagram. Appreciate you guys. Tomorrow, Instagram only. Oh, focus groups. Hold on, wait. Focus groups. Every city I go to, I'm going to do a men and women's focus group. There will be in person. You have to attend in person because that's the value. The men, I'm actually going to record the men because I want women to see the men that you guys say don't exist. And I'm checking the backgrounds. You ain't going to just come play a goddamn character in front of me. I'm checking your shit. You say you so-and-so, I'm checking your shit. Because if I'm going to put you up and say, well, here's an accountant and a contractor or this or that. This is what they're saying. The ladies, on the other hand, I will give the women the option to remain private and confidential. If you want to be public, that's up to you. It will be over your shoulder, not directly there, because it's about the conversation. And here's my goal, to actually get out in the field where the work is real and hear what's going on. I don't know every goddamn thing. And when I speak on behalf of the men and the women I talk to. So I got to get out in the lab and do the work. When I'm in the lab, if you're selected, we'll sit down, talk, interact. There won't be any drinking and all that because I want to get you clear-headed. It'll be in the early evening, like between 6 and 9. Of course, very professional. And the ultimate point is to move the conversation along and to also demonstrate a point. If I can get on a freaking plane and go to a city and sit down and talk to men and women who should be able to find one another, maybe it'll give the matchmakers, or I don't know, these people and these people should be able to find one another. And they got to be able to hear what each other's having to say. So I'm going to tell you right now, fellas, ask MTR. Man, there are some beautiful, accomplished women who have applied to these focus groups. Boy. If you are in a focus group city, I think I know who I'm going to use for LA, Fawcett Media. Which reminds me. But if you want to do my stuff in New York, video it and take the photographs, I'll let that happen. And if I decide to go to, people have asked me to go to Chicago or Houston. I'm going to pick one of those cities. Chicago will probably be off the chain. Chicago's just different these days. So yeah, that's what that'll be. So if you're going to join the focus group, you must apply. Men's focus group, women's focus group, geography, follow the instructions. It's posted on Instagram. The focus groups will be in short order. So all within the next 4 weeks. Atlanta's going to be this week. Then LA and New York when I travel. I just want to have this stuff lined up. Completely off the subject though. Thank you, Instagram. Peace out. Completely off the subject though. I wanted to do something. One day that I was just scrolling through something the other day, and I hope this works. I really do. I was scrolling through something the other day, and I was like, I think this is dope. One of the things that I've often said is, I think it's incredible that with great power comes great responsibility, and what you do with it is important. What you do is important. And I was looking at something the other day, just about hip hop and music, and I ran across something. This was a post I saw. It's a post I saw. Why don't you guys see this? He said, he was talking about Kendrick Lamar. He said, Kendrick is the kind of success story that encourages me as an underground artist with a small following. Seeing how he's developed his skills and slowly blowing up after seizing each and every opportunity has been inspirational. Man has quickly become an industry mainstay, a mainstay in the industry, and for good reason. Dude is too nice. I know if I put it into work, I'll reach a larger audience someday too. Right now, I'm happy being a supporter. My turn will come too. Yeah, that's what he said. So I thought that was a pretty dope comment. So I went and checked it out myself. And damn, I thought it was pretty good. So let me use my platform to help other folks. Let's check it out.
Hey, yo, solid, you the realest.
Friends with the monster, I'm tired of these imposters. Can't get you out my head, you know that I want you, yeah. There's something here, you know that I need you, baby. Right here, baby. Oh girl, what you put me through, I can't get over you. Something new, my darling, I will find peace of mind. Monsters in my way. I'm friends with the monster, I'm friends with the monster.
Solid,
You know that I see you in my head and I see you in my friends with the monster, friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my head. I'm friends with the monster, I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my head. I'm friends with the monster, I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my head. I'm going crazy, I can't hold it back. You say it's love, but what the fuck is that? My mind keep taking me to places so cold. I'm in my head somewhere I need to just nah. Sometimes I can get you out my mind. I know this ain't right. I can fight you every time. I know I can't move on. Some keeps on dragging me on. Can't hide from the monster. I'm friends with the monster. I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my head and I see you in my head. I'm friends with the monster. Friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my head. I'm friends with the monster. I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my head. I'm friends with the monster. I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my head.
Hey, yo, solid, you the realest.
Y'all go by and get that brother a sub. I think that was pretty good, man. I think that was pretty good. I think his artist's name was Kenna. Let's see, when did he put that up? Dropped it a couple of weeks ago. 2,800 views. We got 197 subscribers. If you go over there, tell them the Godfather sent you. Good job, man. I respect work. I actually ran across that post looking up something else. And it's funny, when I went over on the channel, people said they had found him because he was in other people's comment section commenting on music. So what I did when I first got started. When I first got started, I came to YouTube and I wasn't known. And you have to try to build yourself up, but all it takes is one potential break. I mean, look what happened with me. I'm doing what I'm doing for years, talking to men for years, but then one video on one day, on one trip, and look at what's happened. So I think it's important, especially as men, when you get something, how can you use what you got to help other people? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I want to get ridiculously rich doing this, but I want to get it by helping people get what they want, and I will get what I want along the way. Life is about people, folks. People won't forget how you make them feel. They may forget what you say, forget what you do, but how you make them feel is important. Once you get something for yourself, enjoy it. Enjoy your success. Enjoy what you got. But remember, without support, without other people, then you ain't really got nothing. All right. I like this song. All right, y'all, go give them a sub, give them a like, tell them Godfather sent you. Till next time, I'm out of here. Peace.